Today I'm going to look for the cheapest UK card payment machines. I'm going to look at 9 different companies, including Square, SumUp, MyPOS, PayPal, Stripe, Shopify, Dojo, Revolut, and Tide. And we're going to look at both the card reader cost itself and the payment processing fees associated with it. Starting us off is Square. They have the cheapest reader out there right now, or the cheapest standard price reader. Occasionally there's all sorts of discounts and everything. I'll link to each of the companies so you can check out to see if they're offering any promo after this video has been recorded, but I'm going to go with their standard prices for each one right now. So jumping in here, the Square reader in the UK costs £19 plus VAT, that's or $22.80 including VAT. Which is the simple kind of thing here. They offer a whole bunch of other options which you can go visit on their website, but I'm just going with the cheapest option for each company right now. And in terms of payment processing fees, Square charges 1.75% for all standard transactions with UK cards and 1.75% plus 1.5% for transactions with non-UK cards. If you are in a tourist-heavy area with maybe a lot of American tourists or tourists from other places, you could get dinged with quite high transaction fees here, although the card reader itself is very cheap. They also offer online money entry payment, invoice payments, huge range of sort of things. Again, I'll link to them below, but we're looking for the cheapest options here. The cheapest for the card machine, Square, £19. This is their transaction fees. Jumping up just a couple pounds more is SumUp. It's £25 for their Solo Light Reader, £30 if you include VAT. And here are SumUp's fees. They have kind of 2 pricing models going on right now. They have, if you pay, just pay as you go, £0 a month, doesn't cost you any, there's no monthly cost with it, and 1.69% for in-person transaction fees. And that is, again, going to be for UK cards, or if you pay £19 a month. Basically, if you do over £3,000 a month worth of payments on cards, you could pay 0.99% for in-person transaction fees. You have to decide if the slightly higher price point for SumUp is worth difference in transaction fee, lower transaction fees. Again, SumUp offers a range of cards machines. We're just looking at the cheapest ones here. Moving on, we'll go to MyPOS. At the time of recording, they actually had a discount offer on for £14.90 excluding VAT for their their cheapest card reader. The normal price is £29, so a bit more expensive, but you can always check them out. They're often running promos all the time. I've partnered with a lot of these companies, sort of thing. I'll link when I link to them. It doesn't come at any cost to you, but if you do buy from them, I feel I should tell you that I may get an affiliate commission off the back of it. But we'll continue on here. MyPOS's fee is here. If you are doing over £10,000 a month, you can get a bespoke kind of deal, but assuming you're a smaller business doing under £10,000 a month in card turnover, there's 0 fixed costs. The transaction fee is as low as 1.1% plus 7 pence per transaction. If you're doing, so that's for domestic cards and European cards. American Express is 2.5%, and other kind of commercial cards and business cards is 2.85% plus 7 cents. So it depends on the type of customer that you have. If you have a lot of people doing debit cards, good here. If you're doing a thing with a lot of business or tourist cards, then it can be quite high. Moving on to PayPal now. PayPal used to be known as iZettle or Zettle. They've now rebranded their thing to what is it? So PayPal point of sale. Zettle by PayPal is now PayPal point of sale. They've gone through a lot of different name changes over the years. To get their first card reader, it's just £29. Again, kind of similar to MyPOS's standard rate. The full price is £69, I guess, if you pay that. If you're looking at their transaction fees, their standard things are 1.75%, which is, again, comparable with Square's. Manual entry is 3.4%, and they have links and alternative links there. Again, there's probably additional fees that you should look up here. This is kind of standard UK cards. Whenever they list these things here, and there could be additional charges for Amex or other sort of things, so something to watch out for. Next up in terms of price is Stripe. Stripe actually offers their own kind of card things. Stripe is best known for online transactions and everything. That's their kind of bread and butter. But they do offer a WisePad 3 at £49, excluding VAT. So you have to add VAT onto that. Their transaction fees are decent. It's 1.4% plus 10 pence for UK and EEA cards, but quite high, 2.9% plus 10 pence for non-EEA cards. So a bit high there. Again, they're great for online sort of things here, but probably not the cheapest option when it comes to in-person payments. But maybe if you process payments with them online as well, it might be worth having a look at that. Similarly, Shopify Again, also better known for online payments, has a WisePad 3 card reader. Again, actually the same thing here. Stripe charges £49 for theirs. Shopify charges £59 for their card reader. And Shopify's in-person payments here are buried down on their pricing page here, but I've gone right to it here. The in-person card rates, so 1.7% plus 0 pence GP. Again, that's very similar to PayPal here, 1.75%, and Square at 1.75%. The thing that should be noted about this is that this comes with this is part of a plan. This is their kind of basic plan, £25 a month if you're paying monthly, or £19 if you're paying yearly. Just keep in mind that SumUp has their thing, which is £19 a month and only offering 0.99% transaction fees. If you're selling online, this could be a good thing to explore, but otherwise it's slightly more expensive. It does drop down as you move up their tiers, but these things do get quite expensive. Their top advanced plan is £259 per month. It does drop your transaction fees down to 1.5%, but again, that's quite a bit more than, say, SumUp is. Moving on now, we're going to look at Dojo. They have been really successful as a company in the UK. You've probably come across their card readers. They have a pay monthly option and a pay once option. I'm looking at the pay once options. Their card reader is £79, and that's going to be plus VAT. And then they have a flex option here with a contract, and then their fixed rate sort of thing for if you have card turnover below 100K, £40 per month. And 1% flat rate on transactions over 4%. Includes Amex cards and a 12-month price plan locked. Again, you can contact sales there. I don't think you can buy online. I think you have to go through a salesperson for them, whereas Square, SumUp, MyPOS, PayPal, Stripe, and Shopify all allow you to buy online. This is an exception to the rules. This is more of a kind of more halfway between a traditional kind of old school card payment processor and the new online ones. For our last two comparisons for the cheapest kind of card reader, we're going to look at two banks. We're going to look at Revolut and Tide. Revolut has a light terminal, and it comes in at quite a bit more than anybody else. So £129 plus VAT, so not the cheapest. However, their transaction fees are actually really good here. Domestic and European cards, 0.8% plus 2 pence per transaction. I mean, that's great. International and commercial cards, though, 2.6% plus 2 pence. Again, if you're in a business area where you get a lot of business customers, or you're in a very tourist-heavy area, that's the thing you're going to pay. The rate you're going to pay, that can be quite expensive. And they have Amex cards for domestic and European, which is that's actually a really good rate for Amex. 1.7% is plus 2 pence is lower than, say, Square's pricing just for all cards there. That's pretty good. But again, American Express International, you got that same international and commercial cards there, 2.6% plus 2 pence. So that, again, depends on where your business is located. You have to do you want to spend less on the reader, or do you want to spend less on transaction fees? And the size of your business will determine that. And finally, we have Tide, which actually is the most expensive card reader, but I would definitely check out the link in the description. Tide is always running promos on different things here. So this is, at the time of recording, this is actually one of the highest price points they've ever had. Their card reader's at £159 plus VAT. Tide's a great kind of online bank, really popular, but the cheapest card machine is definitely at the very high end here. And then they have kind of two options as you go here. You're gonna either pay $12.99 a month or nothing a month. You get the card readers $159, and it drops down to £99 if you're doing the monthly kind of agreement here. Transaction fees of 1.39% plus 5p. I mean, that's pretty competitive rate there. So it's, again, for domestic consumer debit cards. All other card types depend on everything else. Again, this kind of all changes. Card reader fee, though, if you're on the $12.99 plan, is just 0.79% plus 3p. They're obviously really targeting Revolut here. Again, a very marginally cheaper there, but the 1p extra per transaction. And then they have tap to pay on iPhone. You can check it out, Tide there. Just looking here, comparing the last two here, they have 0.79% plus 9p on tap to pay, or 1.5% plus 11p if you're doing pay as you go. There, let's just look here again. This is Revolut's tap to pay on iPhone, which they have their own solution for as well. They are, so it depends on the card type here, right? Again, very similarly, very competitively priced between the two of them. That's kind of a rundown of the cheapest card payment machines that you have in the UK right now. There's lots more you can do. You can also get quotes from online providers, from more traditional payment providers, from people to say WorldPay, that might be able to offer you a lower rate if you're a bigger business. If you're a really small business, then one of these card machines is probably going to be the best option. You have a choice from as cheap as £19 for the card reader, but paying a bit more in transactions fees from Square, going all the way up to Revolut and Tide, which is much more expensive for the card machines, over £100, but you're paying a much lower rate. And then you have players like SumUp offering kind of monthly subscriptions for lower rates as well. The market is all over the place. I would recommend having a look in the description and checking out the various latest offers from each of the businesses before making your decision. Now, if you've used any of these payment providers and you have a good story to tell or a bad story to tell, I would love to hear your comments below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.